Oh, boys. Hello, boys. I am not feeling sick anymore. I'm feeling absolutely jacked to the tits. It's me, 5'6" and can't cook. Your favorite Diablo 2 content creator that makes absolute garbage. Hello. It's good to see you. As you can see, my face is bloody massive today, so we're not going to be going over content. We're going to be going over instead of Diablo 2 content, we're going over questions that I left. So I asked you boys and girls to leave me questions, so I'm going to answer some of your burning little questions. So instead of editing and chucking them up on screen, because I don't have another video editing software set up as of yet, since the last one ate all my intros and outros and all the shit I've made, so that's why they have disappeared. I'm just going to be reading out your little cute little names here. Hopefully none of them are profanities, so I don't get bloody copyright strike or anything. But hey, let's start off. Questions that you boys and girls have left for me. From White Coney. You've made that chase runeward you've ground years of your life away to create. How many moments is it before you turn to ashes in your mouth and you realize all happiness is fleeting and nothing stops up the ragged, blood-vomiting hole in your heart? Missing a little bit of English in there, but I appreciate the depth that you've put into that paragraph. It was quite nice. Last time I checked, I don't recall there being a blood-vomiting hole in my heart. I like to strive for greatness. Is this what this cunt wants to hear? I don't know, boys. You gotta help me out here, actually. Why do you start off with the weird shit? Why are you giving me the weird questions? I'm moving on. From Elo, when does the OnlyFans come out? As soon as this shit starts going downhill. But I mean, we're starting at the bottom of the hill anyway, so the question is, why haven't I started it yet? I don't know, I'll consider that. I got some time off during the holiday break, so that's where I'm probably going to, do some replanning, eh? So maybe. Might be on the menu. What are your hobbies aside from D2? Sucking off your dad. And your favorite character in D2 that you've ever made? I'd say 2. I could boil it down to 2 off the top of my head, really quickly. I would say Singabarb would be my favorite build when I got into that just before first season. I got really deep into that shit. And the other one would be the Throw Sorceress. Yeah, so there's a build of that on my channel somewhere if you guys are interested. But those 2 get me instantly bricked up. Very keen on those. Girlfriend, question mark. Moving on. From Sean Wolf. You should definitely stream. You got a funny personality. And do you ever PvP? Question mark. No, I don't PvP. And yes, I do stream. I started this channel actually to get into streaming on Twitch. That was my main focus. But I quickly realized that on Twitch, you cannot fucking build a following, a community, or anything if you're offline. And the whole time there, I'm like, well, the only way I feel like I can build anything is by making content while I'm not fucking streaming, if that makes sense. And it got to the point I'm like, God, I don't really like the way they're managing the platform. I felt like I wasn't getting any growth for the amount of hours from sitting there streaming. And I was trying to put more effort into YouTube. And then more you guys are tuning in saying that you like my shit. And it just made sense to start streaming here. So I know I'm not really streaming regularly. I'm still, trying to find the time and a schedule to sort that out. But yes, I would like to stream more, absolutely. Don Cheezel, what is your favorite type of melon? I like floor watermelon. Leave it for a few minutes, should be good to go. David Cook, what are your thoughts on D4? Frankly, I was kind of leaving my thoughts for D4, quotation marks, to leave that for another video. But I guess just to satisfy it, I don't really care. I don't care about Diablo 4. I really don't. I've been reading up on lots of stuff. I see it when it comes up on my feed, whatever. But I don't give a fuck. Because I have zero hopes for it. With all the shit that's happened with Battle.net, with everything, with like Diablo Immortal, I don't have any hopes and I don't really care. Like, I'm satisfied with D2R at the moment. I hope we keep getting more content for that. So if Diablo 4 ends up being something good that I want to play, that I want to make content for you guys on, then I'll do so. But I'll have to decide that after launch, Like, I don't even know if I'll get it. I just want to wait to see the game when it's actually out. I don't really care about reading up on stuff and seeing leaks and all of that because so much can change up until the release of any game, right? So, yeah, I might I might blabber on some more shit in another video. Keep an eye out. I don't know. I don't know. Dave Hintergardner, if I pronounced that right. You're given total control of Blizzard for a day. What's step one? Probably skin Bobby Kotick alive. That'd be pretty good. Or live stream it, actually. We could do that. Another one from David Cook. Bloody hell, mate. Do you know my buddy Dan? He's from New Zealand. Probably. Another one from David Cook. What do you want to see in 2.6? I think I already replied and I said your dad's cum gutters, so I'm probably going to lock that in twofold. So your dad's cum gutters, mate. That's what I look forward to seeing. Scrolling further down. Yanni Ulusoniotis. How many push-ups can you do? 12. Exactly 12. Mikhail Vilikov. Do you play Assassin? Fucking barely. I'm aware I don't have many builds on my channel of like Assassins and Amazons and Necros as well. I have a lot of stuff that's theory crafted on the back end, but it's really hard to come up with a variety of different fun playstyles compared to the other classes. Like Barbarian, Sorceress, Paladin, they have a lot more stuff you can move around, but when it comes to those classes, they're very set in their particular thing. Like you've got bows for Amazons, or just for bows. You've got javelin skills, but you can only use them with like javelins, and you can't socket them, you can't make rune words, and there's very limited pool of like unique and rare options. It's very limited. You've got curses and summons, which are super restricted. Poison and summoning skills in the Necro, there's only so much you can do with them. And the Assassins is similar in a way. It's very restricted. Not saying there's not restrictions of other classes, there is, but what am I saying? I know I need to make more content, so I'll get there, eh? Shall we see what other questions we got? I think we've got a few more here. Parker. Hello, Parker. How do you feel about the state of the game in D2, and are you looking forward to D4? Am I looking forward to D4? That's a good question. Oh, that seems really simple. My gut feeling is I'm not really looking forward to Diablo 4 because my hopes are not very high. So, yeah. And I don't think that's going to change at all until I get to see the actual game and try it out myself, maybe. Because, yeah, there's a lot of uncertainties there. There's a lot of uncertainties. I mean, you can't really blame me, right? I'm seeing the same kind of thing from other people too. So we just got to wait it out together, boys, hand in hand. And then we'll skip down the street and, I don't know, have a couple of shots if it's good. And if not, then pour a couple out for the boys. That's how it goes, right? How do you feel about the state of the current game in D2? I think it's really good. One thing I'm worried about is how far these patches are being spread out. And knowing that they're going to be spread out is all well and good, but I want to make sure that when we do get a patch that it's going to be a valuable patch that they put in. So hopefully they can improve the communication a bit better between patches and what stuff the dev team is actually working on. And I would like to see them get more feedback from the community, or at least give more in regards to community feedback that they've got from us, if that makes sense. Like, I know they've asked us and sent little surveys out regarding PTRs to get more community feedback, which is good. But I'd like to see more posts regarding future patches, stuff we're working on. Want to continue to get more thoughts on this and that and this and that, because everyone knows, right? There's no income for the company, coming from us for this game. There's no like DLCs, there's no monetization, there's nothing like that. So I think the best thing that they have for them is really the passion that we all have for this really old classic game. And I think they should use that hopefully more so in the future, right? Okay, next question from Sapiri Audi. How many sleep caps do you own? Which is your favorite? I don't have any sleep caps, but I do have one cap that I wear in a lot of my videos sometimes. I think it's a Seattle Mariners cap. I don't know. My mate got it for me. I just have it. Not a fan. I don't care. Logan Edwards. Yo, I want a wealth video. I'm poor, mate. I don't know what you want me to say. A lot of my stuff I get from a lot of the boys. Like one of the questions left earlier from Parker, he gave me a lot of stuff on this current ladder. I'm a leech, absolutely. Don't care, mate. I'm selfless. You want to give me free shit, I'll take free shit. But if you're asking about wealth, as in like a wealth video, show you what I have off, like on I was going to say offline, but not offline. On non-ladder, maybe, if you guys are keen, I could do that sometime. I recently sorted out my stuff. I don't have too much, but I'm mainly compiling a lot of stuff on non-ladder to build in Theorycraft when I do get the gear, you know, but most time for specific stuff that I want to fine-tune videos for and builds, I tend to do that offline because it just makes sense, right? You know, the weird shit that I test, I'm not going to have that super obscure piece or like small charm times 30 for like this build to show you cunts. It's just, you know, I'm not going to have all of that, and it's going to take me ages to trade up the specifics, so that's why we go offline. From Stephen Hathaway, who's your favorite character in Super Smash Bros? I don't know, Mario's got a decent nose or some shit. I've never played. From Gowner Gaming, what's your favorite off-meta spec? I'm not sure. I would like to make a tier list video once I tick off a few more builds that I can get out to you guys. I'd love to make a tier list video, then kind of decide then. But off the top of my head, like, my favorite that I've come up with is probably the Throw Sorceress. Is really fun, building off the Dual Dream Sorceress aspect, which in itself is OP as hell, but then throwing the little daggers in there with War Strikes, piercing with CTC, synergized level 9 Novas. It's just like, pew, 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 pew. Each one does over like 1500 damage. It's bloody cute, you know, I love it. From Boa, pineapple on pizza, yes or no? That's a hard pass from me, brother. Pineapple, get that shit out. Like, maybe you can put that in fruit salad, chop up some cherries and shit. Like, if you get tinned fruit salad, and then you go to Domino's and you buy a pizza, a tin of fruit salad, it just shouldn't be on pizza. I don't get it. I don't get it, mate. Another question from White Coney. Why do you love brutally rough urethral sounding so much? Not sure what to tell you. I don't. Fun story. I did actually have, like, my bladder had to be checked through that kind of method that you mentioned when I was younger. No idea why. They didn't find anything. But I remember lying on the table, right? And then looking down, and they've got this massive rod shoved right up my urethra, all into my bladder. I've got a live stream feed right next to me, which is probably why I got into making videos nowadays. And I could see the live stream right next to me of inside my bladder. I look down at my dick. I've got this whole contraption coming out, right? And then there's numbing agent, this numbing gel, just squirting out everywhere. Absolutely horrific. And then I've got this lovely, bless his kind heart, this Indian fella standing next to the live stream of inside my bladder. And I remember looking at him, looking down at my dick, and then looking at him. I'm like, hey, nice weather we're having. He's like, yeah. Very strange. So I wouldn't recommend that experience, but nah, not the best thing, right? And last question down the bottom, Parker has one to finish us off. So, if you could change one thing about D2, what with it would it be? There's so much. There's so many things I could change, right? So many things. If it could be anything, off the top of my head, I would say... Oh, it's so hard. It's so hard. Some way to give more control, freedom, and creativity to the community. So that there's a lot of answers that kind of come under here, but I would like to see more of like more control over items that drop. So having the drop stuff there, having maybe more inventory space, stash space, way to kind of accumulate gems, stack stuff, all of that, so we can have more control. So it's not necessarily adding any new content, but more control and freedom to the players to better organize the shit that's already in the game. And I guess on top of that, I would really fucking love them to go back through their backlog of all their old, outdated rune words and uniques and update them, because some of them I hate them. I hate them so much. They are so bad, and they've been made just years and years ago. But that is about all our questions for today. So if you boys like this, maybe I'll do this again in the future. I don't know. Maybe. But yeah, I'm going to finish up there. and I'll get back to making more ugly videos for you boys. Some more ugly builds. So I'll try and fit out a more I don't know, 2 or 3 more builds before the end of the year. And then I'll see you boys in the new year. Hey? Live stream when?